Hello, welcome back to Lit Notes Pro. If you are a 6th semester student and if your exam is knocking at your door and you are thinking you are still not prepared for exam and you are thinking when your concepts are not cleared how you are supposed to go to examination hall and write a note for 10 marks 5 marks question, and even you are thinking that you haven't prepared a note yet. Okay, so you do not require to be tense now, because I am Shangita Shaham, back with my channel Lit Notes Pro. In my channel I will clear concepts, okay, and then along with I'll provide you note and master note. One note would be enough for every type of question, mean that your concepts would be clear and even you'll be able to free with note making too. So the present note which I have opened here, that's for your understanding. Okay, you can see there's also heading, subheading, so it's for your understanding. And here another note I have prepared, let me show it to you. This is one you have seen. Another, let me show, that one is especially made to prepare you for exam. Okay, so let me just show it to you, the one, and you must assure that when you leave the video after watching fully, it'll be clear with concept as well as having a master note to do well in the exam. So today's topic is waiting for Godot. Waiting for Godot is present in almost every 6th semester syllabus, every UG in every university 6th semester syllabus. Why I can say it? Because it's part of CBSC. Okay, so that's the master note. You can see it. That's the master note which will be given to you at the end of the video. Okay, you can see the length of the note is not so much long, but it's enough for every question. Okay, it's rich in so much quality. Okay, I'll talk about this note later, but I'll first make you clear, your concept clear on waiting for Godot. Then I'll give you the note which you can use for your exam, because I know some will watch my video today when they have the time to understand concept clearly, and some will listen it, watch it just before the exam, and that time they do not have the time to even clear concept or anything. They require a saver, and that time they have to take shelter of my that master note. Okay, so you can see in that note I have included every sort of questions, details like the answer, supposed answer which being asked. You know what are the questions can be asked from waiting for Godot. I know it, so that everything I have included here, and it's so rich in quality that is enough to give you high marks and in low effort, because one answer for every question, so your effort has to be so less in comparison to others. Others are those who are making notes, they have to make too much. Those who are taking classes, they have to read others not too much. So from them your level of effort is indeed less, but you'll do well. Okay, so this is the formula which I do follow with my offline students, and as my channel is new, I'm trying to do help online students too. The more it would reach, the better it would be for everyone. No, so let me first try to make your concept clear, and at the end of the video you'll be getting that note which I hope you are watching. Okay, so let me just make your concepts clear regarding waiting for Godot. So you do know what is this waiting for Godot. It's written by Samuel Beckett. Okay, so the first part of our today's discussion is the concept clarity on that waiting for Godot. So first we should be knowing the setting, because it's a play. So first thing you should be knowing that waiting for Godot is a play. It's a 2-act play and here main two characters are available. Okay, one is Vladimir, known as Didi, Estragon, known as Gogo. Known as why I am saying, because they have been called by they themselves by this name, Didi and Gogo. Vladimir called Estragon throughout the play as Gogo, and Estragon called Vladimir throughout the play Didi. So that's why it is recommended to know this name variations too. So the setting you should be knowing. What we are knowing as to be the setting is, so there's like leafless tree on a desolate road where two persons are standing. Okay, who are these two people? One is this Vladimir, Didi, another is Estragon, Gogo. Okay, so setting is a leafless tree. Leafless tree means that a tree has no leaves. So it's a leafless tree on a desolate road, a road which is totally desolated, deserted, none is present near the tree. Mean like in a road where none is present, and tree too looks like lifeless because it has no leaf remaining. Okay, it is containing what literal meaning I do not require to know, because it contains so much symbolic meaning. Okay, which I will make you understand. Okay, later part. Then what else you are supposed to know? They are waiting for a mysterious person named as Godot, because the title says waiting for Godot. Definitely they are waiting for someone, and who is this person they are waiting for? They are waiting for someone named as Godot. Okay, so you must be thinking now, who is this Godot? I will make you understand who is this Godot. While waiting, but they were doing while waiting, because that is a very short 2-act play. There that much show two person are waiting for one person named as Godot. While waiting, they were waiting because they were thinking Godot will save them. That's a very mysterious thing, very ambiguous thing. It's not clear why they were waiting for Godot. But it was understood through their conversation that Godot was someone who will save them. Okay, so they are waiting for Godot. They were sometimes eating turnips and sometimes struggling with boars. Someone was even one of them was doing something with head too, and there then came two other person who were Pozzo. Lucky. Along with them came master slave. Pozzo was a master, Lucky was a slave. This duo came, and Act 1 ended with this line. At the end of the Act 1, Godot won't come today, but surely tomorrow. Okay, ended with this, and Act 2 the exact same thing happens, except has a few leaves. So like Act 2, at the end of the Act 2 there's no change from Act 1. What change was there? Little bit, that the tree has now 2 leaves, while in the beginning tree had no leaves, but at the end of the 2 act it has 2 leaves. Okay, and Pozzo is now blind. Okay, well in the beginning Pozzo was perfectly okay, no problem was there, but now Pozzo is blind and Lucky is mute. Okay, these changes we are seeing. The boy returns with the same message, and they say they will leave, but they don't move. Okay, so although they say they will leave, but they didn't move. That's how the play ended. That's regarding the small plot line. I hope you understood the plot line. In the beginning, there's a deserted road, a tree available. Tree has no leaves at all. 2 person was there, Vladimir and Estragon, calling each other as Didi and Gogo. They waited for someone named as Godot, who they consider save them, give them a direction, but that Godot did not come in the first act, and first act ended with a boy came and said Godot will come tomorrow. And in between the whole day they did what they ate, something, they were trying to hang themselves, they were trying to talked about so many things, okay, and then they met with Pozzo and Lucky Dio. And Act 2, what happened? The same thing happened, ended with the message that Godot will surely come tomorrow. But Act 2 was definitely the tomorrow, but it gave hint that Godot will come tomorrow, mean another tomorrow, okay, because Act 1 was first day and Act 2 was the next day, okay. So but there's difference. Act 1 there was leafless tree, Act 2 there was 2 leaves available on the tree. Act 1 Pozzo was absolutely okay, but in Act 2 he was blind. Act 1 Lucky was absolutely okay, but in Act 2 he was mute. And this is what the plot. So the themes are what? Themes are existentialism. You have to understand what is existentialism. I will make you understand definitely. So for the timing, you have to know existentialism. You have to know the time and habit, because throughout the thing they hadn't been done anything that we do understand any change of time happen. Nothing. It has been told that play is static. It's a play where nothing happens. That's the quote I had started my master note. There's a play where nothing happened, okay, and it's a static because it's a existential, it's a theater of absurd. You have to understand this meaning. What is theater of absurd? What is this existentialism? Everything you have to understand, I'll make clear, okay. Then what is Godot? Who is this Godot? You must be thinking the why to stop for him and why this is these things you must be thinking. So let me make you clear regarding this. Existentialism is a kind of philosophical term. It has emerged in literature definitely, along with a wild sort of other discourses too. So what this existentialism queer about? This existentialism is the quest for knowing that what are the reality of existence. Is there any reason to exist? And is there really God available? Is there some meaning of our living? It's the quest to find meaning of our living. So those who interpret this waiting for Godot from this existential query, they start asking that was that because Vladimir Estragon was trying to find meaning in their life. That's why they were waiting for this Godot, by thinking that the Godot will come and give them meaning. You can imagine it like that way. We always wait for our result by thinking that one result will come and we'll get another new type of way of our life, because once you clear your edges you think that now we'll go to college and a new life will start, okay. This is what, once you done with college you feel now a new life will come with universities, and this is what our life is something which goes on, okay, one after another. There's no ending. So that's why these people are now trying to find a new meaning in their life, and this is how they are trying to find it through looking for a person named as Guru. So it's a query regarding their existence. Why? Because throughout the play they had several times said that let's hang ourselves, okay, and this is what the question comes. Is there meaning of life? Then why not to do in that? This is what, because existential query they have. And this is what highlighted there. And when we are talking about theater of absurd, okay, so absurd theater says that so what absurd theater says? So absurd theater is something with subvert mean which like breaks down the traditional play, okay. Here the play is not something where you get a meaningful plot time and everything, like the three units: time, place, action. Nothing you will find here doing work in the actual life. Here everything is absurd because it says life is meaningless, play too has to be meaningless to resonate with it. Okay, so that's what the absurd play. In that whole play, you'll think two people are waiting for someone while they're talking about utterly nonsense. If you do not put it from philosophical point of view, from the point of view of extra like of a merit, like thinking, the density of their thought, if you do not put, you'll feel these are utter nonsense. Why? Because certain times they are saying, why my shoe is too small to fit in that way, why not we hang ourselves, why not we buy something. So something like wholly irrational. One thing they are saying, another thing they are not matching. Their actions even not does not match with their dialogues. They said so many times, let we live, but they hadn't moved a bit. So much you'll find nonsense if you do not put that philosophical thought. So it is the hint of absurdity. And there's time is static, and this way, so like time we do not know is Tuesday or Thursday, but they were in the same spot as they were in yesterday. Okay. Mm. So that much I think is enough for your concept clarity. If it's enough, let we go to the actual note. We'll see it then at the end. If it's possible, we'll be taking a live sort of a questions which do like live sort of a doubts which students have. Then we'll end it. And if you have any queries, even at the end of video, those who will watch it later, they can write it in the comment section. Okay, so let's we see the actual note, but you will try to be clear with concepts first. Okay, because exam will be there and you have to write notes definitely, but later on you have to go for other exams, and even for your own knowledge sake you should be clear with concepts. Okay, and this is necessary. So like it's for small 5 marks question section which comes to your question. There's like for understanding sake. Okay, notice there the first one which I have showed you, this is for understanding sake. Like you have always seen that question comes on the tree. Okay, the question always comes on the tree. You must have seen 5 marks question. So you can that their question come in different way. Okay, like on relationship between Vladimir and Estragon, even on the tree, but the answer would be like everything the character do is an attempt to create a false sense of purpose to avoid facing the terrifying reality that life has no inherent meaning. Okay. Suppose you are waiting for something for a long time. Okay, like you are waiting for something for a long time and like it doesn't come up. Okay, slowly and steadily you'll start make yourself understand that it will come. One way you'll start make yourself understand it will come, and second way you'll make yourself understand that it's not too late, it will come. Okay, so the second thing happens to these people, they are trying to find meaning into their life, and as soon as they come to know there's someone named as Godot who can give it, so they just ran after Godot. And when the boy came and said that he will come tomorrow, they just stood there by thinking that definitely he'll come tomorrow. And when that day Godot didn't come, still when it was said he will come again tomorrow, they were ready to wait for it. That's what happened, because they do not know how to move. Okay, that's what that happens, that after saying several times that let we move, they didn't move, they just stood there still. So like they are trying to find a false sense of purpose, but they are not finding it. Okay, this is the situation of theirs, and you may not find it too much meaningful from your perspective, but it's written after world wars, and at the age of that time most definitely prepared to get something like this. Okay, so then question comes on time. 5 marks question comes on time. Mm, mm, mm. So like why the time is static and why they were moving like that, like boards and hats and stick comedy. So slapstick comedy, these things are used. Slapstick, but slapstick is a cheap kind of a comedy where something like too much being done in order to just make a hilarious scene. Like you must have seen intentionally beating someone in a very humorous way, but beating like too much becoming physical and too much showing. Okay, too much is the hint of this lipstick. Okay, there that thing time is like terrifying static loop that leads only to the grave, and character use repetitive mindless habits to deaden their awareness of it. So this is available in the broad question section too. I'll show you too. Then symbols are being used like it can come even question on Pozzo and Lucky. Mm. So like why you can there can be question 1 year. This question came in which university I don't remember, but came in UG 6th semester, that why characters are coming in pair, why Vladimir and Estragon came together, why again Lucky and Pozzo came together. Answer is that different way it can be to interpreted, but one answer can be that it is showing the reality of existence, at the same time the irony of the existence. They are trying to find meaning of their existence, but they themselves are not sure they are existing at all. Not, that's why they require another person to make them feel that they are existing all the time. If you read the play, you'll see how they are scared of losing one another, because they are scared of living alone too. Okay, they are scared of the solitude too. Mm. So then uh, mm, mm, mm. So like everything happened in the play is a thing which so many critics have analyzed, that it's a way to show that how universe is indifferent to the expectations of human being, because they are like totally trying to find so many meaning, but they do not know that is it they are putting it, or is it given to them. Okay, so this is one way interpretation. That's for small question like 5 marks and 10 marks for this, but you have to give answers to 10 marks long questions even, and even some university maybe 15, but let me show it to you that what you are supposed to know and do with your long question. Okay, if any of you have any other doubt, you can write at the end of the video in the comment section. Okay, those who are writing now, that's okay. Mm, that's not the one. Let me see. So a play in which nothing happens to us. Okay, this is a quote by which I have started my note. It's told by Bhivan Marcid, and is told in Irish Times. I know none of you would be interested in reading the Irish Times, but if you still want to read one day, then you can see it. I'll teach you too. It's a phenomenal book where this quote was being given, and I have used it here, and it's outstanding to include it in your note. So Samuel Beckett, Waiting for Godot, first performed in 1953. So when it was performed 1953, radically subverted the foundation of traditional Western drama, moving away from the old-made plays of Aristotelian structure. It did not follow the structure of unity, time, place, action, which relies on a clear exposition, rising action, climax, resurrection. Beckett introduced the theatre of the absurd. The play does not present a traditional story with linear progression, instead it presents a static condition. It deeply reflects the post-World War II European psyche, which was heavily marked by existential disillusionment, the collapse of traditional religious frameworks, and the profound trauma of structural instability. So in introduction, but you are supposed to know and write for every question that's included here. That's a very good introduction. This structural framework is meticulously built upon two acts that mirror each other with minor, deeply unsettling variations, establishing a sense of eternal recurrence. In Act 1, the setting is a country road with a bear tree in the beginning, I told you, where Vladimir and Estragon stand waiting. They are visited by Pozzo, a dominant master, and Lucky, a laden slave bound by a literal rope. Okay. So later a boy arrives to state that Godot will not come today, but will surely arrive tomorrow. The act ends with dialogue, yes, let's go, followed by the stage direction, they do not move. Act 2 presents the exact same setting, though the tree has mysteriously developed 4 or 5 leaves. The tramps are still waiting. Pozzo and Lucky return. But Pozzo is now blind, helpless, while Lucky has become completely mute. The boy returns claiming to be different boy, but delivers the exact same message. The play closes with the identical lines, yes, let's go. The character remains entirely frozen. This intense symmetry highlights that in the world of the absurd, physically action is merely an illusion, change is microscopic, while the macro reality remains entirely stagnant. So the second para is regarding the brief plot, okay, which I had given you. That's the correct thing to include. Then the third part, this dramatic universe aligns closely with Albert Camus' philosophical essay The Myth of Sisyphus. Here I included that existentialism. So Camus argues that human existence is inherently absurd because of the irreconcilable conflict between the human tendency to seek inherent meaning and the silent code universe that offers none. In the play, the acts of waiting serve as the ultimate metaphor for this condition. Vladimir and Estragon do not know who Godot is, what he looks like, what he will generally offer them, yet they anchor their entire existence to his arrival. Godot is a psychological construct, a representation of a tomorrow that promises salvation but never comes. By waiting for an external savior, the tramps avoid the terrifying existential responsibility of defining their own lives and making independent choices. That's regarding existential query, the third para. Fourth is to survive the agonizing weight of this static time, the characters must find ways to pass the hours. In classical tragedy, time is a dynamic force driving characters toward a grand destiny, but Beckett completely reconstructs it. Here, time is cyclical, unmeasurable. Estragon cannot remember the events of yesterday while Vladimir remembers. He constantly doubts his own recollection because there is no objective external verification. Without reliable memory, history disappears, rendering time meaningless. To combat this, the tramps engage in meaningless, repetitive routines, trading insults, repetitive treading insults, sopping heads, struggling with both, eating tanies, playing repetitive word games. Habit is a great designer. Samuel Beckett, Waiting for Godot. That's regarding the absurdity of the play, the fourth para. Then fifth, the routines are a psychological coping mechanism designed to keep the terrifying silence of the world at bay. This internal struggle is further highlighted by the fact that Vladimir and Estragon are not two distinct characters but are rather two halves of a single fragmented human consciousness. It's a psychological kind of point of view put, a split between the mind and the body. Vladimir, also called Didi, represents the mind. He is the intellectual philosopher, the keeper of the historical memory. He is preoccupied with theological questions such as salvation of the two thieves. Stands erect and to look at the sky and suffers from an internal physical ailment tied to his bladder. He represents humanity's restless attempt to rationalize existence. Conversely, Estragon or Gogo represent the body. He is emotional, instinctual, entirely grounded in immediate physical suffering. He is preoccupied with his bores, his aching feet, hunger, and and being bitten by mysterious figures in the night. He constantly wants to sleep dream, whereas Vladimir works him because dreams breed isolation. They cannot leave each other because the mind requires the body to ground, the body requires the mind to remember them exist. It went a far deep psychological inquiry to the characters, and by these characters were behaving like that way, for this meaning of the play. This para, next para. While Didi and Gogo represent this internal psychological pairing, Pozzo and Lucky represent the external societal material world. Dramatizing George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel's master-slave dialectic. Here I took a very interesting term in that note. How I took that turn, because there included someone named as Hegel. His master-slave dialectic I have included, which is very much important to include. I do not know who else includes it, but it's something which will put your note in another level. For your understanding too, it's necessary to be known to these things. Act 1, which reflects a rigid materialist paradigm. Pozzo is the only tyrannical landlord who controls Lucky with a literal rope and whip. Lucky is a submissive liberal, carrying Pozzo's luggage, stool, coat, moving only when commanded. However, in Act 2, Beckett completely shatters this power dynamic through an equalization of decay. Pozzo returns on the rope to be guided by by Lucky, who has become completely dumb. Through this regression, the play argues that all societal hierarchies, wealth and power structures are ultimate illusion. In the face of time, inevitable physical decay, both master and slave are reduced to the identical state of human vulnerability. So in that para, I included word regarding this Pozzo and this Lucky's character, but that para was about the master slave, and there I strategically included a name like Hegel, which would you note in another level. Okay. So now next para, this decay extends directly into the key symbols scattered across the minimalist stage. The solitary tree evokes strong biblical allusions, instantly reminding the audience of the tree of knowledge, the cross upon which Christ was crucified. The tramps consider hanging themselves from it, turning the tree into a symbol of both death and a perverse desire for salvation. When it sprouts leaves in Act 2, it mockingly suggests the passage of time on a rebirth of nature, but because their existential situation remains unchanged, the leaves only heighten the irony of their stagnant lives. Similarly, the bows and hats reinforce the mind-body split. Estragon bow symbolizes the inescapable reality of physical pain, while Vladimir's hat represents the restless human intellect. When the characters engage in a rapid vaudevillian exchange of their heads along with Lucky's hat in Act 2, the routine represents the complete instability of personal identity in the modern world, showing the identities are merely interchangeable props. So here I put a religious study of the text because absurdity is something which puts existential inquiry, but this play has been interpreted. This play has been analyzed, interpreted from this religious point of view. To this I put, and this para is very important because another reason that's like this para can be used for questions on which you would be expecting related to this why this hat no like or other thing related to things like what are the symbolic things being used related to religious explanation. So many questions come that this para is very important, and other paras too which were existential para and the para the last we did related to character of this master slave. These are all important from every question point of view, be it short or broad. Okay. Next para, the ultimate breakdown of this modern world is captured in Lucky's monologue in Act 1, which stands as a major linguistic. Lucky's character so many times came and question on the monologue came, so this is being included, and if does not come directly it would be stand in any question. In the way I put it, it won't be problematic, it will enhance your note. Okay, enhancement improve your note quality, which stands as a major linguistic achievement in modern drama. When commanded to think, Lucky delivers an uninterrupted chaotic, a torrent of chaotic means quite like not something to be clear cut like something disastrous or something like that, because the dialogue which Lucky told, it went for several pages, and it felt like so many things were bound up in his head, but he never said it. He said all at once when he was told to speak. Okay, when commanded to think, Lucky delivers an uninterrupted chaotic torrent of words without a single punctuation marks. The speech begins with the formal cadence of an academic lecture attempting to prove the existence of personal God. However, it repeatedly deconstructs into repetitive fragments nonsense words like coca coca coca. So there was no meaning actually. They found like went like this word like coca coca. Structurally, this speech mimics the collapse of Western intellectual thought, institutional security, which honors of the world as start of a grave and difficult path down in the hole. Lingering the grave digger puts on the forceps. Samuel Beckett, waiting for Godot. Human reasons, academic jargon, scientific progress, and theology are thrown into a blender, reduced to white noise, proving that language can no longer convey absolute truth because it has broken down under the weight of Estragon. A question obviously comes on the dialogue. Why these dialogues are seemed nonsensical and that language, so many things. For a student looking for comprehensive way to approach any unexpected prompting, humans can always be successful and Godot first address the subject purpose to Mr. So this is the last para is regarding how you'll use that same question for every type of same answer for every type of question, which I have already said you. So I don't think you'll be facing further problems, but if you have problems understanding that note, this is the master note which I talked about, that would be given in the description box. There would be link, and other two which is for understanding sake or for that any other sake I use, that too would be in the description. But still, if you'll be having problem in getting it sometimes due to some issues related to uploading and all. It does not get uploaded all at once. If you face any problem related to this, you may message there in the comment section. I'll give it to you. It's not new. So many earlier had expressed their doubts in comment section, even had come with requests regarding new videos and all, and we did cover this, we did cater to this. If you have this same special limit or anything, you can say it in comment section. I can assure you'll get a reply at least. And if it's something I do feel interested, I obviously make videos. Okay, so thank you for watching, and those who are new to the channel are welcome for you to join it officially through the subscription. And this is a key to get all the videos all at once. Okay, so click the bell icon to get notifications, and like it if you have liked it, and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.